Hey there everyone, welcome to another iPad app review. Like I said, it's iPad because this is just an app for the iPad. That's how I make those distinctions. If I say iOS, then it means it's going to work for everything, but if it just works for one of them, then I'll specify. Makes it easier that way. So in this case, I have been podcasting for over 2 years. In April, I celebrated my 2 years of podcasting, but there is one tool that has become a fantastic app for me when it comes to my podcast setup. And this is more of the professional side of it. We're used to Soundboard apps, but for a more professional spin to it, for something like podcasting or something like that, then Soundboard is the app of choice. And I'm going to show it off this time on iPad app reviews. Okay, like I said, I'm taking a look at Soundboard. Now, Soundboard is actually an app that's been on the Mac for quite a while, apparently, but they ported it over to iOS, specifically the iPad, because it was the perfect surface for it. So, it's, like I said, a more kind of professional setup. The thing I like about it is that, well, you'll notice that it's given me the ability to color the buttons. You can create multiple soundboards, by the way, by organizing them. At one point I had thought about putting all my sounds in a Triple M soundboard, but that didn't work as well, so I've just got the main soundboard here. You can take your sounds and move them around. In this case, I actually need to delete that one because that was last week's update. Now, with all of these things and the ability to color all of the buttons no matter how you like it. So say I wanted to take this one, you've got all these. You can set them to either, not exactly a default behavior, but you can also cause them to, if you want to just press it and then stop it in the middle to maybe comment on something, then you've got the play and stop feature. You can put it in a loop if it's one sound you want to just have in a continuous loop, like, I don't know, maybe a machine gun fire or something like that. I've done stuff like that in sketches before. And then there's the piano, where you kind of set it up like a piano would be, where you press each button individually and kind of go on that sort of thing. But yeah, it's really easy to set up an interface. My one gripe about this app, and this happened whenever the iOS update to 5 happened, it broke one bit of functionality in this, and that's that you can no longer play MP3 files in this. You do have to put the sounds natively on the iPad by syncing it in order for it to find the apps there, which doesn't bug me, in order for it to find the sounds there, rather, which doesn't bug me that much, but at the same time, I would like to still be able to play the MP3s just because it took one extra step out of my workflow. It's just added one more thing, and you can change them to AACs easy enough in iTunes. So it's still doable. It's just that one extra step that I wish that would be eliminated. And they have said that they're going to give an update, but that was several months ago, so I don't know if the update is ever going to come. So I've got to give them a gripe about that. One of the main features I like about this, though, is the ability to set this fader down here, because you can do it manually, sure, but you can actually set this fader to fade to a certain level and then press this button and it will fade to that level. Now, what that does for me is that I can start one of my shows like Samcast here, and then fade it down. So that's how I get that faded sound in my podcast, is that instead of turning the knob, I manually do it through the Soundboard app here, and here's where I give the, podcast title episode and everything like that. So you get the idea. But with tiny little features like this, like I said, this is really a big thing for people who want a professional soundboard, and especially for Windows users like myself that happen to have an iPad and can't even get this piece of software on Windows. It just makes a perfect soundboard app for that setup. Like I said, it's a bit niche because it definitely helps me as a podcaster, but it was still something I wanted to show off because it is part of my podcast setup. So there it is, Soundboard. Hope you guys like the review. Like I said, I really like this app, and that's why I decided to showcase it. If you guys want this app, by the way, and it's $20, but like I said, it's a professional setup instead of the kind of fun soundboard you get here and there. This is actually a pro setup. type of soundboard, so it's a bit more serious than normal. But if you want this app, then I'll provide a link to it right below this post, somewhere around here at tscn.tv. If you guys want to follow me anywhere else, you can find all of my stuff at about.me/labtech7, and follow me on Crosswalk. You'll find out what iOS apps I've been downloading recently. Might even give you a clue as to what I'm going to review. So in any case, until next time when I give you a great app I've dug up, see you guys!